Soil health has become a hot topic in ag, and a healthy soil that is balanced, and we feed the mycorrhizae and the earthworms, has tremendous benefits in soil quality, water quality, and crop production. And we're trying this trial here just to try our hand at it, see if we can improve upon what we have already done as stewards of the land. Morning, Jeff Fritz here. We're in New Windsor, Maryland. I'm a King's Agri-Seeds dealer for King's Agri-Seeds in Lancaster. So today's May the 5th, 2020. We're in a cover crop plot planted across 7 acres. It was corn silage last fall. It was planted September 6th, 2019. We have 7 different mixes, the King's cells, and we're looking at the differences in the mixes and the diversity that they bring, and just a quick overview. So our first strip here, these are acre strips approximately. This is King's Green and Low Mix, Dixie Red Crimson Clover, and Dwarf Annual Ryegrass, and it's down there. The idea behind this crop is we're going to produce nitrogen, build soil structure, and be able to plant green with very little trouble and not have to roll down afterwards. So I'm just going to we're looking at root structure, what it's doing for us in the soil. This is going to produce a lot of nitrogen that we're going to be able to cover out of biomass. And when we look down in here, I don't see any of my friends. That doesn't mean they're not there. I know they're in here. But just quick. And we don't have access to water here readily that we can wash roots. But you can see the amount of... Oh, there's one of my little buddies right there. He's out here doing some work for me. There's another one. And the fibrous root structure of that annual ryegrass, and what it will do for soil structure and tilth. That's cool. So our second strip is a mixture that comes out of Germany from DSV. This is the Maize Pros mixture, and those mixtures are designed for diversity. This one in particular for producing nitrogen. You can see the crimson clover and the hairy vetch. And some things are designed to not overwinter, some things are. And they're designed to flower at different times during the growth cycle. So we're going to just put a shovel into the dirt here. Just look, and you can see where we had some die off. We've got we've got some winter annual weeds coming, but they don't bother me any. And we don't have to dig every one of these either. There again, we're looking at what we've got in root structure. This ground's plenty heavy yet. We're going to be planting here as soon as the weather allows. Earthworm activity and fibrous root structure. There's another earthworm. There's another earthworm. Alright, so the third strip here, we're in the DSV Betamax mixture. Obviously less overwintering of the species in this mix. So we seeded September 6th, and it was dry. We were dry for quite a period there. It was about 2 weeks till we got rain. So that affected our catch and germination. And as well, this mix has diversity in it that is designed, some of it will not overwinter. So, but we can still look at, and you can see we had some winter annuals moving in. Shovel goes in really nice. This will be fantastic to plant through. And we've got our earthworms there. And while we won't have all the fibrous root structure, maybe living root structure, there's fibrous decaying root structure there that's breaking down. All right, so we're in our fourth strip in our trial. This is the DSV Vitamax mix. What we're seeing here is it's very interesting. We have a cabbage and Phacelia that overwintered. They are not winter hardy crops. Our past winter, we just didn't get a lot of good, hard, killing weather for these more tender crops. And it's pretty interesting to see them overwinter like that. You also notice we do have a fair amount of bare ground and got some winter annuals. The idea behind that is that we want, like I said before, we want living and decomposing roots all at the same time. And then this guy here is a bristle oat, and it overwintered, and it's pretty unique looking. It's got a huge wide leaf on it and a nice big stem. But we'll take a shovelful out here, just kind of see what's going on here. I should also mention this has been continuous no-till ground. We just picked it up last year, but that's part of what we're seeing too. But we got the night crawlers doing their thing here, and with very little effort. Now this soil is plenty heavy and wet, but just breaks right apart. And you can see this root here. That's a dead root decomposing. Earthworms really like that. And they're doing some tillage for us. So we're walking into our fifth mix here. This is the DSV Regal DT mix. You can see a whole lot more overwintering in this mix and the diversity of what's in it. Just like the other mix, we had a little cabbage that overwinters. See a Phacelia plant or two. And we have a whole lot more living roots in this one. But we'll just take a shovelful and see what we find. And our night crawlers are in there doing their thing. Soil breaks up nice. Obviously too wet for planting, but we'll get there at some point. Tremendous amount of root structure here, and when that all dies off, we'll make a really nice seed bed for our following crop, which will be corn. Number 6, the sixth mix in our plot. We're back into a King's AgriSeeds mix. This is the broadcaster mix. Can be used for forage or cover crop. You plant it low at a lower rate for the cover crop, which this was planted at the cover crop rate. If you're looking for some forage in the spring or a fantastic cover crop, I can see that we've got a tremendous amount of biomass here. You can see it's there above my knee. We're going to find out how well our corn planter's set up, if it's as good as we think it is. We're about 28 inches there, maybe 29, and very thick. We've got the crimson clover making us some nitrogen, and then the ryegrass in it as well. It's not the dwarf ryegrass, but it's a regular forage ryegrass. You can see that just getting ready to head there. Produces a whole lot more biomass than the green and low mix. And we're going to dig down in here. The soil's probably going to be a little wetter here just because we've got more cover, but we also have a lot more roots and material to draw water out there. When a night crawler down in there, earthworm. So we've got some little bit of fodder there left from last year, and tremendous root structure in this soil. Just tremendous that will die off and leave pathways for our corn roots and release nutrients back out to that crop. All right, our seventh mix in the mix. This is another King's mix, developed and mixed by King's AgriSeeds. So you can see my skipper when I did it, so it's a real nice transition. This is the Soil Builder Plus mix. This one has some triticale in it, and you can see it's heading. Crimson clover, some annual ryegrass. Same thing as the the broadcaster mix can go forage with it, can go straight cover crop to plant at the lower rate for cover crop, which we did. Not quite as thick as the last mix we looked at, but just a tremendous amount of biomass here and root structure underneath. And we're going to see if we can go 7 for 7 here and see if we can find some earthworms, which I'm sure we will, because there'll be some happy guys here. Well, yep, there's one right there. And again, tremendous root structure here to decay and feed that next crop. And then we're going to walk over here. So the interesting part about this that wasn't planned when we put the plot out, there was a hedgerow here dividing 2 fields. It was bulldozed out last fall. We finished cleaning it up here this spring. Worked it down the best we could with disc and color packer. We're going to walk over there, look at that, take a shovel full, and see what the difference is. Where our hedgerow was, we bulldozed out, pretty well cleaned up, and then we've actually run disc and color packer, skid loader, bulldozer over this. We're just going to take a quick shovelful here. There's really no living roots in this, and now I'll admit that we have destroyed this soil structure by what we did here, but we found it necessary. But we do have an earthworm. There's one there. But just interesting to see. Now this soil is a little drier, and we do have some roots here and there, and some earthworms doing their job. So that's good. Maybe we didn't destroy it as bad as we thought we did. But it'll be interesting to see. The idea behind this trial is when we plant, we have those 7 mixes coming across this field running north and south. We're going to plant east to west. We have 7 strips running this way, then we get to this strip here where there's nothing, and then we're going over here into an old hay stand, and this will all be one field of corn. And we're hoping to see, and we should see, a difference in the corn mid-season and then at harvest by looking at plants and ears as the rows come across these strips. So thanks for your time. Saw some pretty neat things here I'm kind of excited about, and we're going to try our hand here at some planting green, and we're going to find out if my corn planter is as good as I think it is.